Dang, this thing is fast. I am visiting a small island today, and the boaters are out in force. I tend to get road rage on this bike because it's so fast. I'm always passing cars in the cities and in traffic. Fun, a little nutty. Wow, I'm a little out of breath from that ride at the airport looking at planes. And this is my P line. Had it for about 1.5 years. Before I had that, I had a super light. Ooh, someone's going for a roll. And before that, I had a MR6. Well, I guess I'm gonna stop for a minute. This is our tiny Airbnb. We have been living in places like this for almost 4 years now. And we have too much stuff. That's our little bookshelf right there. And that is the whole living room, bikes included. It's our 1 bedroom. There's laundry and such in there. And I don't think you need to see the bathroom. There's a shower and tragically no tub. That's the entire room. That's our little Yoda. Is that Yoda? I don't know what it is. And then there's my bike. You can see we can't get into the closet without moving the bike, where the Brompton just tucks into the corner. And Kimchi's also got a Brompton. And our little teeny tiny kitchen. Somehow we have like a year's supply of food in here. And that is the whole house. We got these front bags originally for credit card touring, where we just bring a change of clothes, gloves, basic stuff. Goes right on the front of the bike. I was under the impression I wasn't going to be doing any more fully loaded bike touring on the Brompton. That's a lie. I keep telling myself that I'm done and I just want to do credit card tours, and then I start building up a rig again, and that's what I'm going to start doing this week, is building up a rig for fully loaded touring. I thought I'd talk about what I like and don't like about, this is just a P line. They call it the Chapter 3 V4. I think it's the last one they did. It's just a different color scheme basically. And I have a love-hate relationship with this bike, so let's talk about it. So this is like the new P line, which is a 4-speed with a different paint job, way better tires, and no fenders which is both good and bad. Has an interesting paint scheme, which I really like. This looks like gray. It's actually glitter, millions of colors that when you get out in the sun, it glows. And that's about it. It's just a P-line that's upgraded a bit. What I've done is, this is a Solitalia gravel saddle. It's my favorite saddle. All my bikes have them. And a Brompfication titanium seat post, which I will never not have on a Brompton. It makes all the difference in the world for vibration reduction. And then this rear end triangle is titanium, steel frame, and the front end is titanium, which also is more, it reduces weight, but it's more important for vibration reduction. And then while that looks like the titanium bits, that is just steel. I replaced the grips because I'm old and my wrists are always ganked. And then I put a really good bell because Brompton bells suck. The only other change I've made so far is I took their fork hook off and I put a little H&H fork hook on, which makes it a little challenging. When I fold it, I have to kind of pinch it together at the last bit, but it works fine and it's good. So basically that's it. I hate Brompton pedals. They're heavy, they're awkward, because there's so much less friction. The one with the Sturmey Archer hub, which we'll get into in a second, the pedals always drop. So when you're sitting somewhere, they fall back to the bottom again. And I know that seems like whatever, it irritates the hell out of me when I want to put my pedal up to do a flying start. And especially for Kimchi, because she is a new cyclist and she kind of relies on things being a little simpler. Anyways. I also love these pedals because they're super comfortable and functional. They're heavy. I can save about almost half a pound by getting a better high performance pedal. And this is the one that folds up, which you can just get to release and put it somewhere on the frame. Upgrades that I'll eventually do, but I haven't found a size that I like yet. On my last bike, the size of the pedal was too small for me. And while it worked okay, it was always kind of an annoyance. So I'm looking for one that has the depth. I don't need the width so much, but the depth I definitely do. So I'm searching for new pedals, and I'm gonna flip the bike around. So this is the new setup for Brompton. That is a 4-speed with the derailleur. This thing is indestructible. It's easy to work on. It's easy to maintain. I've seen so many complaints from people about this thing, and when it's new, the cable stretches and you got to readjust it. Brompton has videos on everything. This is so easy to figure out. Also, I believe, I haven't done this, but I believe you can get one-on-one video chats with Brompton when you've purchased a new bike. Anyways, so this is a 11, 13, 15, 70 gearing with a 50 front. This is a little hard for some people. It's much worse as far as easy gearing than the 6-speed. What you can do without too much effort is drop the front to a 48, and you don't lose much on the top end. And then you can change the 15 to a 17 to an 18 and the 17 to a 21. Somewhere on Instagram, I met a guy that did this and he said it shifts perfectly and there's no problems. And that will give you full touring gearing. For me, it's just not that big of a deal. I love walking my bike up steep hills. When I'm too tired, it stretches out my legs. And so at this point, I haven't made any changes, but for Kimchi's bike, which is just like this, I probably will. My Brompton MR6, so that's the 6-speed with the rack, was just shy of 29 pounds. I built a super light, which means I added all the components myself as opposed to letting Brompton doing it for me, which cost me twice as much. That was down to about 23 pounds. This one right here, as she sits, they advertise it at 20.8 or 9 or whatever. It's a lie. They're 21 and a half pounds or 21, somewhere right around there. And so with the changes I've made, I've got this bike down to just under 20 pounds. It's 19 and like 15 ounces. And that's good. I'm easily going to drop more weight. The pedals will be almost half a pound. A bottom bracket is coming. I might do new cranks. This might sound crazy, but this bike is so light and so fun, and my right shoulder is torn up. So when I carry these things on and off ferries and up and down stairs and wherever I go, It's worth it to me to do the upgrades, to shave the weight. This is the most fun bike I've ever ridden in my entire life. Night and day better than my ML6 or before that MR6. And if you're wondering, it cost about $1,000 a pound on Bromptons to reduce the weight. And so you don't need to do it. This bike was perfect straight out of the box, but I like screwing with stuff and taking stuff apart. And there's not a lot of changes, although I am gonna get the Thai Parts Workshop Diet Kit and replace all the little metal fasteners with titanium all the way around, wherever those may be. And then I'm getting a Thai Parts Workshop titanium spindles, splined bottom bracket. I love splined bottom brackets. And I think that's it. Yeah, such an awesome bike. The damn weatherman lied to me. It's snowing. I'm in shorts. Dang it. Woo! It's a beautiful day for a ride home where it's warm.